Abusia mo bibi akwaba na yemfa mbra mega TV platform we eso how a NDC communicator oto no boase egu Dr. Smart Sarpong and as a Professor Smart Sarpong political analyst edimo NPP oye adwuma edimo bomia what you say na hawa yewra one of NDC communicator tenase na ohihye ni nsem on point from one point to the other. What you say? Efa akonta mining galamsey ene ho nsensem ai ne Ghana yegusu ayeko ina ye kofa bae NPP foi ena mokotam ede beto ye kom si bam but ene omo ahunu nso na wi akogina baby e ka kire Ghana for say ye declare state of emergency Ghana for nka na NDC aban declare state of emergency wo bre kwa munim se mo mapenso ye mamo 8 good years mo ntimi anye nti 9 months pa aban foforo aba odin hihye egu akwan mu no e na onye ye ntie san komoni bi ko bebeto aso
sa wrong impression is that nipa bi edi nkomo bi yedede bi penti picture bi say aban ya obetena akonya so yi say be ordination dem fam no hwe galamsey for that is wrong. And I believe say obi a ohwe yen wo dem ha na obi a so be ka no kra kire ho a ontimi nka say mampanyini mahama amamu ya aban ye ba yi galamsey a yenyina nim say ye hawo eda ye kun mu no ye ba ye de ani ehwe ni din ya yentu ho na mo bi a but utie commentary now utie kasa ankofo kan ya ade a an impression is being created say as a aban no waye nhwe han na galamsey ekoso. That is not true, and I will prove to you before say me fi asin. Se e kasa ye kon galamsey a se e pesa o access se galamsey kon na ye kon no ekoyi anase nkoyi a on limit ho to ensuo nko a, because the fight against galamsey and I say the impact of galamsey is not only on water bodies. How galamsey the brain enye nsuo nko a. In fact me yam assessment no nsuo no kra nsuo na ye nyina de ani hu no ene kwa ne level of destruction ne wo form asase na nkasa forest ankasa koko ayetugu any the impact on our land far dangerous crossing nsuo no na the entire kan nsuo na say na visible ene obi ehunu aban yi we've taken a lot of measures to drive people from your reserve forest by na monfo ogum. As you speak, 9 of our reserve forest media for Mamude Adante, you have gone there to check. Yetima driving kofo no mushemu ya mining efri mapi. Ipacho enye ekun na bi na ekun na na. Eye ekun kese.
The issue is that
but you start from a place
drive omo wia. Omo koy ya no more sense mochi.
Kodi. Kodi. Me din komo say eya banya sudie yen ye wa ban. Eya sudie say yensu a essay ye kwaya essay ye nsase a essay ye koko a ye twagu ye bo ho ban na ye si ano kwan enye sa anamonto na ban tu no enye dakrope anamonto ena enye na wotwe na wotwe mienu enti se ye se ye asese ne ye se ye ka no kra kire mbu se ye se so die no omaye forest na ye reserve forest. In fact se ye na ye di nkomo na omo se mi enye ne politics ba ye tu krom hai under the last government NPP abanye twa mu ana o ma kwa go for reserve forest mu omo na ye mra say afi the reserve forest na ye ntu mine wo mu no ye nye na ewom ugo ma baje permit free presidency, so we can sit here and say obi a owura reserve forest mu bia na okra krata no e man panyin na de ma no.
The question is parliament that passed the law
and omo ye mra ne say me bo omo ye mra ne say so be so owura ma baje permit free man panyin so ye and I'm paying man for permit no go.
But the law was passed in parliament.
So a new government abanes or driving for away. You don't come there and shout so on here. When you know say he's been driving people away. Where in so any one common ayedi no. And so bia on the tributes. Surprisingly, in so no more mind wo mu ni nyina no, minim say intertwine no. Some person was assessing the impact of our galamsey fight na. Now ko gina praso. Now we video they said the NPP for no you may get it totally wrong, and this education will be education, and let me share it with you. Arguably is the biggest river in southern Ghana. The major tributaries of River Ofin, River Bremu, River Oda. Sa river say amabo din nyina so so another galamsey hub. enti say o fight galamsey now cleaning ko for free plan ho nyina na say ofin ko for da so gina mu edi oda ko for da so gina mu di bremu ko for da so gina mu dia you will never see the impact on the river because o pa mo free ho no ya ho no ofin ne de ba bebom ya ho no bremu de ba bebom ya ho no oda de ba bebom enti say o a well plan now de ya you will then make sure say when you ko for free ofin ho when you ko for free oda ho when you ko for free bremu ho ansa na wo hu impact no wo praso because we nyina akọbọ problem kewodi enkomo na minu de nota say enti ensuo no kala no aye de assess ne de you may not see the real fight to baka say bia obi anya hwe because ensuo no egbobom he ofin ya kan wasemi ofin ni tifi mampon enkunu nim eba twam ofin so afa barekese opa tracy free mampon afa barekese wo nyina ensuo ni clean etra machi bare esane be wura atuma mponu aho no mko pe na so na ni awura ma fadun ko wachiro ko bopram enti sa wo pese ofin ani ti a eyadwuma kese pa ensu a ewa atuma mponu a ekwana tutu ofin na ngofo tisu di ni nyina se oyin kofo firi ho kewo di tenkomani yo ese oyin kofo firi sa ensu ani nyina ho uba mikrom kotoko ma chinchem ni ade bo ofin mu nyina se oyin kofo firi ho nyina asara oyin kofo firi anu ho awie no what I make sure say enso bia ono so eba bomu bia so ye free menti enso no common there limiting the fight against galamsey no the success in the galamsey fight to only the color of our water body is totally wrong because it will take time enya konketo an ye kono hwe bremu abo premu hwe tributes of bremu o the fa phone abo tributes of bremu we talk about be 16 20 40 rivers and as streams say so na ebo bremu ni nyina so nkofo hyehyemu wo mu kurase edi enti say government ni e fight here let's tackle the forest once we are doing it we are cleaning people from the ensuo no asem ne de asem kese pa obewie na onwie but omo sha forest ni mu no omudi nsuo na no na so ne begu nsuo kese edim because papa ya o yi ni video ya no o yese aha say yenye nsuo na wo hu no nsuo kwa hen say stream kitua bi da ho na wo nsuo na wo hu no forest nim no kobomu a sa stream no ekobo bia ofim ama ofim so kobo prem so ata say ento omo say ya na ya responsible mining be bia ye wo nsuo bia na ho ya da bu so omo say nsuo no omo wohye wie na hu no ekwa hen obeko wa be trace no na stream bi da ho ebom na adwenya ne se sa stream no enya ofin enya pra enya nkobra enya tano enya bianti no ono de onhunu nsuo ba sa stream na o shafodas ni mu na onhunu na ebom eno a na ekobo bia ekobo nkobra ekobo pra ekobo ni nyina mu ama ba tv so me aka se galamsey ke o de se u follow me common enti say ye din come about galamsey kun na mamu ma ye limit ne se ya kon se nsuo bi ani ase enti aban ne nyehwe dabi ye musa se aban ne ba na monto be no atu se aban ne time yi se ampampa se no kre se 9 reserve forester na nkofo se mu a wo mu di akonta mine no mu ni ade tan no numre forest no aban ne ba ye watime yi o mu nyina firi mu a that alone is a success story and as Ghanaians
I say so mu nyina firi mu
o say
o mu nyina firi
no omu we
people are still there.
Akonta mine that was no forest. That's what I'm example. That be KOD. Before I send this Akonta mining. No forest. We dina mu di. Am mu media for that be you do meba. Am mu media for me bu so da roma. Am media for ko twa Akonta mining. So we dina tan no forest ni mu. E di tan no river send.
Akonta mining what tan no forest ni mu. As we are talking now.
Okay, into why be mu na onim na what that's womb.
There are people are near Yakase ya yesi akoyi akonta me no abafo da so dra no mbiri forest mo da so die.
There are people there fan cancel.
Na dey
KOD. There are people no bia. What happened there?
Omo nipa.
That would have been one.
I didn't know human beings.
KOD, why is
no Ghanaians in the forest of Mudis are there?
I know I'm not saying also
on your component. Mo fan say I know you're okay.
That be obi am pass be okay.
That is what I'm talking about.
This is a big platform. People are following it.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about individuals who are in there. I
am not doubting you, but ebini den.
Who bo company dey?
Ebini I am about Akonta mining.
I say a company.
Me say ya hwe kura no. Ya buy. Ya pama Akonta mining after no numre forest. It's not a fight against galamsey.
Other people in there, Amomudi, Yabo NPP, NDC, DC is ding, Yomudi mine in Ibi. Ambodin.
If anything, KOD. No. I'm not here to defend Obia. So NDC, so NPP. If you involve yourself in criminality, we will say it as it is. But the point I'm making, one say, there are specific examples we can give. Send them a boy, I can tell my name. What turn on the and him say, yeah, you are free turn on the new forest in him. It's not a fight against Galamsey. Now, who need any fire, Chama, to me, I just prosecute and the charges, and so I was saying another thing in our room. It's not a fight against Galamsey. And the abiding finance and then move from that's the point I'm making this evening. Say, impression be uncle who some creative. Oh, I want to say, as I this abiding nearby and a giant for no more, open. It's not true. The fight, any the iron, Ababa Kono free soon, why not be that? And a gradual process, and I can't a time will come, you will see, and I know science way I'm making. A meeting, I call ye, and as I will moon in a barb on Tessa, the intents when the young women partner say, so what can I for free and cobra? Nowadays, Operation Blue Water, for go home, no you will be a free and cobra home, now cobra will be a two. Not tribute to a cobra, and go for the forest to move and Hona, who patron and cobra need that. And to see a fight there, then we should be tracing the tributes of these big rivers. And making sure says our tribute to Sonosan Suana, a boss and so I can say no, ya claim go for you, and Sanya opera in Sonam Cosson go and trace. These are tributes to the major rivers. It's a new dimension about crowd because first Obisha Forest beam, not in Soki to everyone or Honona, Obian who quite be so I can send in here. By I won't say, see a power free so I can send who ye, no more social forest in the moon who so get to an eye, who pattern. Now the name is targeting all the tributes of all these rivers. Until Yamaya whole time, Kakra, we will see progress, even as at now. So who so any bia there is progress of I just say bia I won't call on me and who last year. Even offend cry can was an offend river. Me and who offend last year. E kwagina offend mu video no. Last week me who offend I saw improvement. I'm telling you. And I say I clean you, but you can see say it is changing.
It's changing positively.
Yes, with time we will get there. Enti yesterday Ghana for. And you no cry say abano en fight galamsey. Abano e bona from de bia so be. Forester, ye buy a nankofo gumu omu di nyina ye yu omu ye boy homoden se ye beye but se wu se enso ni nyina ni nyante ya ade a emfie du emfie nwotwe ya omu so omu fight ya omu ntma ma ni ante no se 8 months obi aba no fight no be sure ka tell ante enso na ni nte ya bu na say 8 years enso na ni timiti so there is a progress I mean nim say ya ma ya ho some time no ke o de ma betena ha bi mu na fi ye nso na ne e wese mo hwe ofie ni so the government is not sitting idle. The government is fighting it and I know one day we will win this Ghana.
Thank you very much, Prof.
Yes,
nice one. We dey menu Kwame me can dey to the end so na minim say ahwa abagima no asibone but menyema no asibone no ma sign a disclaimer no the American say Ghana card ye mu be defending pa because na ye ya kachi say be na nya de panko mampani kufo some 30 years ago nko amoso kra amfamba wo hwe mfaso aba ma every kusna man immediate wo ye twa ho ahia na minim ni enti na ye de ne ye de politics. Yeah, politics are meant to me and successful. Go 4 time and successful. President Mills, President Mahama time. He do not done for the time when the possibility was almost there. Members of Parliament on the other side, Ukaya, issue statement say mu bianco register Ghana card no. Enya de papa nenye se so ni enim pa say ya de papa. Kamia yesa sem here bia Ghana ye de be politics. Ni abo atu egu enne esonfa so ni bi na menu Kwame eka no anya hwe kra se Ghana ni betwa ntro kra with the Ghana card you have only one time to lie unye twa ntro ani wi na Ghana card capture say Kim asa you have only one time to lie Minia wisdom the friend Yayako popular name and I'm kan nkofo be hunu no executive secretary Ghana card mesre say omun securitize the Ghana card system. In fact, minim sense she gusu a omun free civil service general system nim akoshe security ehiase because a security matter near the kasem no. data on national identification ɛyɛ national security data enti mate sɛ nkɔmmɔ ɔkɔ so a ɔmu bɛfiri baby I do to a public normal civil service then ni bi no akwakohye they will be recognized as a security institution omuno keeping national data is serious security conversation yeah and that move them say omu amend omu Ghana card law no say buy a check akra and in the amendment no omu decide arrangement in yashemu and common akwa pa very soon Ghana card be free normal civil service system no aba share security for eyase me sure say dem fa so bebre beba beka alright timestre kwame we na namba beka asem hia bi wo hono mu a ye hwe ne yamfa anye politics mia me sofo pani anwumre me chiawo osofo Ebenezer Yadom Prophet 1
okay
o kai ai mu ho ba bi se na campaign no se na yeden yo se Ghana card no kra mo se yeden yeden osofo pani emfaso ni bi ni in fact Ghana card office on say ne swate na nkrofo ba ho besu
ompem de
obi timi ba wo twa ntro baako na reality na ka che no nti opeso versus twa ntro number 2 obi aforce akọ tin ade mfie ni bi atiso say there be a onko pension tem nature so to there be you can't cheat nature and na wagu ni mfie ni 15 good years wow and na do baby nti say o yakọ 75 no and kwa la so make ni partner bre and so at home and losing the retirement benefit and you may wisdom ya yakoku second secretary me chia pa na it's a good step enko security system na members of Ghana card ni adwuma fo nyina munye mu adwene say mu ye security institution na mumwa ni keep the sanctity of our data. Odi nipa na twa first one is allowed. Odi on first line.
Over Nante.
Ko ye mana.
We so can say woman it need to change. We use Ghana card. No, we Ghana card na just need to change.
Edu ano waka. Edu ano da problem trust. Edu ano fankan. Problem trust. Edu ano. Problem trust. Okay, galamse. Again, enchechemu a minu akwa meye nyina solid. All right. But enchechemu kronwa na. In fact, the fact that tributaries ne say major rivers no and sesa yenye na ba enye discovery. Ebia new approach na nine mosafa no. Yebebo yensema momo, but in the past then still na nkrofo say tributaries no na benya so kase nso wonso tene na nkasa kase na nkasa so. In fact, Ghana ni typical Ghanaian die nanka yebuye nsuo pa. Nanka yemfa nsuo ni agro. Ye nyina edi ho dance say we cherished our water. Our rivers pa. In fact, when they say me do me neighborhood bi a yenyini wo mu a na ma ye hoho okra because me say na forcing da ha. Okay, na na ehire da. Krupa no da ha. Beautiful places like forcing na make and fall it is a waterfall. Pure white we here pipe nso nto no and so and then all those places I'm mentioning their shadows, their real is gone. Akoye identity we are told say apart from say China funding machinery akese ba ya umbe ma asasene say more no omu timi so demonstrate say insuo ni line ni mu pepepe da baby insuo ni nam no e hona good kese pa ehye say we ye insuo ye had insuo ni nyina ya honhomo ye bosomo ye say oh sa sa de ne ye wo rituals bia ye perform de ma bosomo no a we ya in China for ebe demonstrate actual Ghana de ye twadwan wi a ye feel say ye yi apa ye twadwan na no ma enhance na mo so incense be 10 bi ka ho she candles be say bi ka ho then bi ka ho konso no ma nya ohwe ampa since so mba ko demonstrate ya anya hwe twe gold na cho na enkofo invade the rivers nso aka ho nti say were two challenges ya assassin so de no ma me kanto so say we say an acre of land, a portion of land, any portion of land let's say a natural environment and your residential, let's say forest, natural place na moko destroy no. It takes 40 years I will be finance and can to restore itself to send a net here in the first
40 years.
40 good years minimum. Enti oshe na me data bi ohonum. O picture Ghana forest loss na forest are losing the speed at which we are losing the forest. Now be sound saying reclaiming them. You may need 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 42. And you know one bit. The overhead fight in a be not targeted forest. It's very important. But I want to you can't say near bear mutie anymore. Sabi musumo hono amoye jumano. Ese motias yes. Portion be a mobile say ni bia ni nua mbetwitwa fa afiro bia ni amna mbetutu da ho bia no. Before a momo ba hosen na portion ne tie no. See benya ne sa back I say 40 years. To John we video now we have been able to kill Rolls Royce. Yeah, what me kill a Range Rover said they were kill is But for so another forest in the mount. Any carbon near yes son so my oxygen in my papa dan ke timi enyini che enya natural health near the free muno. We were saying for the next 40 years. Enti me ka we say be a better ho ase ene nsuo ni nso no mate dechemicalization common nso na minuaba cluche prof na brown cluche prof na obisa se obehia be about $200,000 even for the piloting. Okay, me think common course or presidency no now it looks like Minua Franklin raised budgetary issues. Budgetary ni nyina na sebe okwabrane ni obenteni asumasi for say niema no ye ka chere president my president nso kaya ono so bo ache de ma finance minister say budget no ye no ntie nkomo na ekoso no ma sika bebiri nko Ghana sika ne yesa de kwa koyesa ayi no a nkrofo ne ye no enti minister me of an kan ya sense una na wo kan said the cost of dechemicalization, for example, no. Why don't we surcharge it on the people?
Wow, say near the above.
Yeah. Yes. For now, more gunso so for any no. Instant fine na they fine them on. Anya he cry betimi atundi say ye fine them we be $200,000 near their command nearby Professor Brown Cluche. No their kotosa dechemicalization nano technology no. No their babe dechemicalizing soon. Me sure say even the Galamsey for no will be willing to patronize. I mean to participate in that conversation. But the Americans want to say no so near permanent solution to the conversation we are having. In fact, I think we would have been extremely disappointing people. Say nyamia bonin so dia mayen. Ni edu baby a yentimi control ntino. Just say nano technology be ansana. Ye dia begum. For how long are we going to live with $200,000 for a pilot? Fan say the a gun so organ henyinemu and 200,000 so organ high in excess of 280 something known named rivers. So 280 nimpo and ketwa na ye nemu omo krupa na ehremu nka ho nimpo. So 280 nimpo ni yeto de agumu times $200,000 near no. Minim how long one nano experiment will last. Fan say ya fear. Just a fibia ya beto 200,000 plus 280 rivers. Who are we? Yeah, for. Among our League of Nations, West Africa hakrano. Menya sure said Togo Funsu said to the extent said ne umu jene dechemicalization. And na menya sure said French. And like said Togo French, like Ivory Coast na American. Mali for ne den. Menya sure said Omunsu said to the extent nano technology ne betimi aboaye. Maybe I feel say if EPA really wants to demonstrate something, you should give them the opportunity to demonstrate. Near send your system no so be anyhow the negatives and the positives and then the NT once. But impossibility once simple na say numpo ye mpo a. Na yes sabio ya boy your home akwasampa for like just say ya yentimi naturally intimi nkipi yensu nit. I just say akope technology be chemicals be near na one so I didn't friend the chemical pe. Na so who say eventually
implications
implication or there friend chemical chemical paraya yesi uti oyenti uko yanom ne kura no ese ahrawane den excessive analgesics enye nim say wo damaging effects wo lungs no dem nti chemical de dro de unya te say say ade no ye duro bi a ye koto e uti e duro na so say chale anye de no wajim enti badaroma important conversation politically no amanfo a kita NDC kon so say o ka so be declare state of emergency, so declare now. They are right. Why are they not right?
So almost about who say possibly be almost yeah.
In America say about relative versus promise.
Right.
Promise say and say if we are keeping your feet to the fire there, and then
you have every right to, right.
So they are justified in demanding that state of emergency. But me can say say state of emergency na NDC for demanding. Now it was political, extremely so. And today I insist that it is still political. Because the reality is that go do ni betu. Okay? Be betu responsibly. Say responsibly dear any state of emergency or not, what are the pragmatic steps I di go hono mu a ebe enhance responsible mining even after state of emergency. Yeah, discusses an emane nena se betimi ayen na. Why state of emergency? Unless obi ye stubborn. See the sanction na go akwempa na mine na bia na say galamsey ni bi so no de oye let me touch on that one too. Em say more for na kan say galamsey for no wo tuo mu say ombeye am robbery my district chief executive mean say kwame na kan ya say more for na kan ya this say bi so ko fight no but we give it up brako amie me say President John Dramani Mahama the challenge pa in the first 9 months a day yakọ 1 year or what pa meaning say politicians can list a lot but media me change and me hu say or challenge with zagalam saying komo ya yedi any insecurity as a country. In fact, one chance and can you imagine say a group of people be in a certain district who have threatened armed robbery and have actually armed themselves and commenced armed robbery activities, and untiama a good cause DCEB A2 watch yasan into your mind as your mind senke koba say a togophobia armed robbers be person beto share mind so a into yebeto asan na ebere we armed forces no nyame adom ye ntan ko enko den mu ya nom ko serve UN for near day peacekeeping near the deba armed forces for adwuma na abai. People have threatened the state, the sovereignty of the state with armed robbery. Oma threatening obi to be casual and him say mo yi free ya ba be kunkum mo ya be mo armed robbery na se no nti usu kunkum unyi omo na se wi omo wie na omo dane mo change free citizens ni papa ebe ye atoyerenchem ayoretofo atoyerenchem a ye wo man nhyehyɛ ya no so deals with ayoretofo ni atoyerenchem, don't we? Nyina hina asede na me ofa aka ho asem no me disappointed there, but don't let me get it. Call for enforcement. Friend Crawford say me district yimu armed robbers for be at wash me so. Police commander can deal with armed robbers. Yes, no mu armed robber manifua. O ma shada say mu be kunkum ye dey approve galamsey pointer. Now so shada Frebema camp for no. Also be shada be discipline. Yes, what shada say mu shada. I know this is a non-starter. I don't think you must say this anywhere. Okoka pereze o manga nano. Obinya de amro batretin yempe yenyane amoa. Really. Enti media mesre me solution maka na mesa ka bio. Benada no meka ya na empanifo odwenwen ho ne ade. What I'm saying is that say district bi te say nyine hini ana ofenso mani nsamo ma me mo strange district baby a district bi a district. E bia mo wo ba bia zones maku 20 and electoral areas number friend no some friend zones so say dem find some more maku 20 nyame adom district no e fa bebre ho no galam say e koswa mo steady assembly members betimi aboa DC presiding members mo nyina mo mra together na mo hia services geological service for beboa mo university beboa mo University of Mines beboa mo zone mo district na no makasa okay gold wo ba bia and so for sustainability sake intino ye these 5 zones and now electoral areas as the areas are here permitted gold mining oberfriend galamsey oberfriend den
bi akabia mo
bianko mo bia mo ha no mo sa 5 electoral areas for no omundi concessions na ho ni nyina anwie enti ye kuyi electoral area 1 for ye de mo ba concession ha mo bia mo 2 mines electoral area 2 bia no mo ba sa area mo ha ye de mo ko ha na for minor code this area who you say when you come to Offenso district,
I had the
mining is done in electoral area 1, 2, 3, and 4. It comprises communities say in this area you twa hu nyina hia no. I had the kunyina ye mining no. That part of Offenso or that district can have the time to breathe, restore itself. DN. Ninyina babidu baby. If at that point the electoral area na demarcated for mining no, and so drew ni peak and I say a drew baby a we adwuma ho bia enye ya nkrofo no ya dem ko ho nti we can insist on their reclamation programs. And then we be reclamation program kama ya ba hwa why ne kama no na the new area in the district ya demarcated no ya move akọ na ahanso nya bre ayayi menua ne Emmanuel Amakofibua menua because we come from the same region menene ne bohye wasane ne ho enzema ya bohye ewo Samra Basenkwa ye invite family hokon Elibo Street Zanzibar for nyina ye no bohye wo Sam line so in his time as the Lands and Natural Resource Minister we are willing to help. The best has always come from the West. If some of these conversation can be brought onto the table.
All right.
Now, so you're doing check a we can even pilot what I'm saying to see whether it works or not. Then if it works, we can expand it to Adintise and Pennyfoot, we can come to the table, take the politics out, and then solve the problem as a foreign any power. Any power can't we do this?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Greetings, KOD. According to Samoa, gold mine size in Ghana have increased from 14,000 to 16,000. Please, why the increase? Do we think this government is willing to stop illegal mining? Education and sensitization is the key. Everybody in Ghana is at risk because of the short, medium, and long-term effects of illegal mining. The so-called rich people, the kingpins, are the beneficiaries, and the sufferers are the masses. Let us be honest and act fast, else Ghana will suffer and she will eventually be no more. Abraham, ewa gonna ena odiwe abraying ene enyumri messages no menye sure metimi aka ni nyina mo fan cheme why mentimi anka mo fan cheme. So watching you from Sehwi fancy say we are NDC is doing a great job, but they have forgotten the grassroots. The grassroots is suffering, bleeding, and are hungry. I don't understand if it's their attitude, because anytime NDC comes to power, they focus on the citizens more than the grassroots. The underlying word is the grassroots. They should learn from the NPP. When they come to power, they focus on both the grassroots and the citizens. This is a major problem that turns NDC to opposition, but they don't see it. Okay. And also, or say the media has to educate the people on the positive and negative effect of galamsey, not to tackle what politicians said during campaign era. Na yen tackle na mwako kasam no yen fan tackle mo. Fighting against galamsey is all Ghanaian hands on board, not only the government or politicians. Then don't do politics with it as well. So Kabis, New Manchester, UK, and Odiwe Abraham. Good evening, Kyodi. I'm okay from Bantama in the Senate West District. The Connect campaign bus is officially on the move. Bold a mission of patriotism, honesty, and discipline. PhD. Vote number 1, Ken Ohini Ejapong, the man with the courage to speak the truth, the vision to rebuild, and the heart to serve. Okay. Your campaign. Good evening, Kyodi. The President Mahama told Ghanaians that he will grant amnesty to those who were arrested by Ronaldo to go back and do galamsey when he wins power. Now he has won power and has fulfilled his promise. How can he stop galamsey? Olawa gonna and Hi, Mr. Host. In fact, we are losing hope in African leadership. We are cheapest, including NDC, Mahama. We have all the natural resources in Ghana here, and so nada bonne ohia ni esum kabi ne dru Ghana because of bad leadership. Okay, one for the I'm sad as a Ghanaian. If this galamsey guy in your video was known NPP man or has insulted the president or the IGP, he will have been called or cell, have been in cell by now. Save Ghana, oh God, and free he was suffer. And Odiwe Abraham. I don't know.
Like I'm saying in Indonesia.
Anyway, good evening, Cody. You are doing a great job, but it's unfortunate. Galamsey is like the Satan's. It's like the Satan. Nobody can kill it. It's like the reggae music. Nobody can stop it because we aren't ready as a country. Let's be truthful to ourselves from Onon Kwani to be a say. And or the way I bring. We say good evening, Cody. Please, per the video you played, it has it any illegal implication? We thank the NPP fraternity for the good work of their balloting. Honorable George say as many agona and the way a brain we say teacher Eric aka Obia Hiska Manso Atreso, it is good to stop Galamsey because some of the security officers are assigned to various Galamsey sites to check used to collect some amount of money from the Galamseyers and allow them to do their work. Oh, I want to ask some no. Security, good evening to you and your panel. He said, all Asante Achim Hidiem listeners listening, but security, let's forget Galamsey discussion because the president said Gold Board is benefiting. So whether the land or water destroys, he doesn't mind. Odeno ho tumude hine nabwaje from Asante Achim Hidiem and Oduwe Abrayan. The only person who can fight the Galamsey, fight illegal mining is a candidate who is willing to go for only 4 years or 1 term because of the attitude of some politicians. When someone is talking and trying to act against it, the other person is encouraging them to do it and promise to release those who have been arrested. So, can we tackle it, KOD? You. That's the question you're asking. Good evening, KOD. I'm Sam Isaac from Takwa. Sometimes when I hear NDC guys saying NPP people have no moral right to talk about Galamsey, I get furious. The first time heavy machines entered our forest to engage in Galamsey was in 2010. Who was in government at that time? Mills Mahama couldn't solve it. That was why, as soon as Nana came to power in 2017, he put his presidency on the line. Though NDC couldn't solve it between 2009 and 16, yet he vehemently criticized Nanado's government, so they have no justification to say NPP has no moral right to talk about Galamsey. You're just 20 minutes. We have 2 topics to deal with. But you move on now. This time around. Oral. Measure safe requirement for this time. Now, the oral. Before President Mahama was even sworn in as President of the Republic of Ghana, the oral committee made up of 5 prominent personalities. Your findings at the Ekodine Attorney General. They handed over to the President, who handed it over to the Attorney General. But oral ne losing his team now. Kwame. Just 5 minutes. So do it in 5 minutes.
Remember 1 minute in commenting on the state of emergency. And come on Aban. I'm say you can't brofo sa state of emergency. And omo can say aban ne nyesa ade no. Omo kan twi emi hu ade kro ne twi ye. Eti na no ma me bi e fe no buru o hia me was kwa be na ade ya omo say yema how do we call it? Aban yenye ya no so ne den. Na so omo penti omo nkyeremu otwi
someone amuri kai
omo kano brofo nko a hwe o de tie explanation na Google de mame or say a condition declared by a government in which martial law applies, usually because of civil unrest or natural disaster.
State of emergency, someone amuri kai
okay me ba me din komo ba it is a brofo na
okay
NPP for ne Ghana for bi no mu ayiro mo say end declare to be some man for say ka say state of emergency na any den or say a condition declared by a government in which martial law applies. Enti martial law no any den or say martial law, a military government involving the suspension of civil law. Enti soja ni aya ka chen say wo koya ade wo koyi emra yedi adwuma bi afato nchen na yedi open. Enti omo ka state of emergency no, do they really understand what it is? And am best me tell say man for say omo ti ase say wi a na afa ye nyina adwene ho say so yen koya na de kire ne say osuma soja ni bi so onko Galamsey site emra ebo nipa kro no ho ban ebo ye nyina ho fanto nchen no onye de open no onsamra Can we fight the Galamsey menace with that? See a jar or mudu honoma to so be de so be kuni post so be de anyhow you can do it to do it. Adia chia sa ekuoko ya bibinti mi person bo mudin ya when new conference then they are omukin. The next day say newspapers capture say soldiers killed 150 people on Galamsey side. No mude but a bloody brutality. No mude jamama picture at home. No mude likofona who na ba da ho. These same people will come and do press conference that soldiers are killing Ghanaians. So the suggestion you are saying, do they really understand what it is? It is almost cut of emergency now. Almost just in Kochi, na Ghana frontier say when you see jamama ni NDC for nko na almost omonye.
Enti sa mona moka sa asemu
Me
NDC for na.
Me say sa unim say ye di nkoma ho. Quote me did the Kwame Yatia. Quote me on how I discussed Galamsey. I have never said anywhere who shall be our cast. You can question the person. Okay. Me did the Kwame Yatia.
Kwame Yatia
proud to elections.
What's the state of emergency?
Proud to elections. I was very vocal about this Galamsey thing. Who was about the case of emergency down? Watching them in if on any platform. It's me na me dim incomo. So we can do a baby. You can hold that person accountable.
Me back 2 minutes.
Hey, Kodi. I don't watch na fine. It's a busa for state of emergency.
What is state of emergency?
Yapa. Omo kind of brofo state of emergency. Me, I don't support it because it can easily lead to civil war in those areas. Now, Kodi. NDC has a history. And your bread can ya baba muni. Ya baba mu pen. Sa bre na ye ba no. En komo ye di ye de baba mu sa bre ye di bi. Kofo bi awie ska. Kofo bi aye corruption. Ya ba ya be chi wo mu. Ya ba ya do mbetum. Ya ba ya be prosecute wo mu. Ya baba mu no. We were so hurry and so happy to arrest some people and put them in front of court. Without proper diligence and those technicalities. Tedom ko gina ho bi ho sometimes case no kra yendi near the technicalities near they are knocking out. Ye wie na ye bedi nkomo no. Ye nyoma bi before na sa be kan say mo so le am say mo be chia tum. Mo ba ye ho na mutimi chi ni tum nti yesu anyansa. This time NPP rushing bia nim. Ya to ye bo o say ya rush o. Dabi. Ya to ye bo ora ye na dwuma e de bai the Attorney General Department and the legal team and before say do be kwako gina ta simesi na ko gina ho no ne aye technicalities legal team tatumunya de ade ni gurus akese se be ya yan fo ko gina ho me nya ja ho before say me ka say mo ka say ye corrupt e ba ye den ntu busa me a Ghana fo ye nya abotre yedi 8 months we are taking our time. Said ya be ya de to ye Professor Mills time na ya rush do am ko jenja court jeja no again court ho ankasa the judicial system na ankasa no there's been a lot of shake up in there also so ehye ye bank account kakra so that unanimous senior de ade nyina be kofom eni nyina atene ne ho se yanim da ho a na oti ya fom ko jenja NPP suspected judges anim no mu jeja no di emu da ho na ne wa ye kama kana fom wa ha omo ma wies kan nyina
Prof, also maybe I'll come to you. Prof, my member answer.
Okay, nice one. So,
oral.
Yes, oral. Many Kwame Beya Adwin said, so mu feel say, umunya enough legal justification to prosecute anybody. And who he has so mu people of Hokoko pen. Enti me comments ananka me work kafa ho no say me reserve ne kakra
okay
because no free inside ho nanka sa ba ne say enya ho pepre mu build the case kakra sometimes unya abotre kakra build case year sometimes and so no sabio yese brekunam wodi ne show enyo ole chono na ole jo enti chebe bredu ba bia na fe 2020 you were saying 2026 2027 28 FIA and Crawford Bob Mokoto Abano FIA na legal documents are ready to send na menu abema jechi question time so the campaign so that time na yes omra court every 24 hours since 10 bisa ni adia a man for bedroom say you are doing political persecution it will be more of unya mfaso bi enfiri so obe create enemies mu ama ho so papa ya unim so yesterday okwakoye campaign ama NPP or they be chimana koye campaign fina ko obi ye na amwa na so ya emwa the Chikwesin even ended up gaining more popularity among for rather don cry around that time since now feel say o mana kokot nya kwan koye campaign adinti adusua bi ho no munsua boabo ho ne ye boabo ho dia mene ne ya adwene but excellence must also come with some speed channel na ejo into ohwe ne ye na in the minister be say back on the balloting and NPP before the okay me demand no see we ho no my main sanso nka say but mene kwame ya adwene say one cassette state of emergency on many nita on various shows on one cassette there so on that point many ya adwene but anopena me wo show for froswa na obi nso ka argument for frose anim penimfo bi ne kaye but president mama ankasa amie na no anka state of emergency da mestre say mokosa direction no na ya ko say mo ya underestimate the Ghanaian mind like I say ya adwere wo form kakra visa ya adwere wo kakra visa me no onka sa but me to no pay die no say hona communication ne ya befa say ane 5 strong cabinet ministers pen the kaye
na the strong cabinet ministers
but the chairman of the cabinet na nkasa de me na no anka bia na ya koye say bio Ghana for na moye di adwene di agro kakra there was a time ana ya dinim ewo form so man ene your literacy level no was 72% average ekoyenim pa kakra na uyi Ghana for oha no mu nyina asua de eti ni aye kana sepa nti accept the responsibility me NDC ni na metese kwame ana metese ne anopa me ni shia no na metese mpanifo a epese mu divert ade ne se wote free president mama na nkasa na anka me nkasa sa anka me kase ane sa abre na ma adwene am se yensi gina ye se state of emergency yensi emfamra
but nei
na ye betwe ye state of emergency na sign but say ye man mre kakra na se state of emergency no ehu hia still na ye obi anya ne oye fa so obi anya ne oye ye man mre kakra
kwame are disturbing our program o chire mu no kan twi o chire mu no kan twi kwame o chire mu kan
so we ka chire
mu no kan twi
me jina wo ono di ka chire mu nti no kwame yi obi ti state of emergency ase a me sure say okujato beti asiasen ebia kwame with all due respect and me sure say with all due respect me nua Sam Jata George obeti state of emergency asiasen education minister crowd on Ghana adesua nyina on oda no me nua Penny Haruna Idruso nyumre me chiawo ba kwa me say state of emergency na mo ka enra no kemuyanka mo kan otwi me ati ase ye but it is the same What I'm saying is that media change of position ya dey be a mempe crowd of my life. Be consistent. After all, Sam George, and you don't call the shot. So be wadwin kire wo cabinet ano den san kura am nyeso say ano den say president or not edwam. Enti Sam George oba radio so a ana TV so a gina bebia na ugina ne say an state of emergency ne die. Se ne be ya asase ne be hu me yensu ne be ye ni me da so gina hwa. And so Mr. Mopeni be openi ne say and she share 1 2 3 or the agu akwem na ye man emre kakra progress beba so say ya man emre ye man emre kakra ne du ba bi na say anye ya onu ankasa kura say oni ye nyina ne be ko state edu ho a Miss Sam George me gina mu support state of Nigeria na wo bu Ghana for kakra na be na ha ne ka ye man sheda nka ne sa na me ye ne say na me nam ka ya na wana senior the NDC as a political party benefited from state of emergency galamsey campaign no until now memo be antwe ne ho irresponsible to run away from your initial position
no
mama too
Cody
so all right
Cody ansana me call ran ba ansana me call no obo wuntumi din ba me say me kire ne say Joseph Yamin omo national organizer all platform social media no can say okwa soro dan kura na pe mo am be den on ba to collection galamsey for no to collection bebre o ma san ka say oye galamsey yakubu o mu ya national organizer oye galamsey jaka oye
okay
oye galamsey na ya ba orara minue no Patrick o kan sama mini me de pa e chere the level of incompetence a NDC ye o say afi no be ye den on be investigate Mami kai
they are putting the structures there.
Yes, the level of say judges no or say judges no NPP there he's trying to cover it and I'm going to say it's a level of incompetence anytime we can sir Rollis and the Rollis 8 years o free mono kufo bae o jeli ni pa bebri mami bo mu din e be so ni refia and it's good say oye student leader e bia nana se see no ye demographic ye student e bia educator o meka say come pepra na a minister under Rollis kufo bae no jeli no Victor Solomi Victor Solomi oye jeli no na Rollis mi judges ni bibia say o facts no ho no ma also e den obetim dia kokota jeli na omu yi committee 5 so be kaya kujota blakwa Kofi Boache Raymond Acha Dumolevo enomatic pegu msi more evidence ka che Ghana especially akujota blakwa more evidence Ghana is there ba wa piling in a press conference ni no ha afede ma Dr.
Ayene
no ontimi nya hwe che se no mu kani na allegation allegation ya fa allegation ye ejuma
mutom ba se siaba o
allegation allegation omu fa nya ejuma 9 months omu antimi afọ obi anko chine daka mu 9 for good 9 months me say omu 16 years NDC ever power omuntimi chi NPP nipa ba kuntum me metuma bo nipa 10
so matom bo ase ompeso mo ye we no mdi omkugina ho because ompeso mbe mfunso bi
NPP NDC ka ye ba ye Ghana yiye onu aka ye o se afa no hwe evidence no mo amu ye press conference okuja da black kwa Kofi Boache mu nyina na ne for one scam ko
lose steam
alusi omu no mka committee for no adomolevo onu aka ye o can say NDC for your for crowd ya and no muntimi jilo mu dia kan babies with sharp teeth okujo to black I say fabrication say create stories no fabricate stories say NPP for this guy fabrication and in besa mi chere mi nu ene say ye ba power 2028 ye ba power ye nye sa excuses no
all things because some so this can say mo person mo chomo
o ma di kura o ma di bi ye ba power o ma di bi
anyway
o ma di pa ye ba power e be jeli and number 1 say mi jen fie ba be investigate gold board me na make sure
me da say bezama wa too
go but I said no go for oil so anyway but me just say sa uran senka NDC for ultimate nasi ehwe ni ya the papa at least some kind of spirit of accountability about bia baby do to
sanity
na sanity system no so na so mbai at least umnya hwe kura no atimi about 2000 cases na omotimi aboa no started prosecution in those things there but you never be who say you no so call for plead bargaining ama omotimi recover about 45 million Ghana cedis e kire say ne binum no so ma yade a enye de bae no bia o scan de onya o de akoto but the point is see masa akwa no say sa na plea bargain because so bia boss be wia o
na wana mejuma de dia
baba na ja ababeji ana fa 40 60 ejuma be na de say so ndika 4 years no we are be say first $10 million ago na che say o de we invest here by the time we be ba no ne no atimi awo mu be 40%. Now the 20 account now the now we're from 40. To be now is
a business pa.
A big business pa. And the plea bargaining, you know, because esa obi abi to me transfer the person way. So and now the idea Jesus say yes. And the idea they good but the challenge is kakra e wo enso ne sa long prosecution, slow prosecution. The prosecution has become so slow, and to me, and this almost started the figure almost started. So, almost ni more. You know, I can't honor ama president the approval rating Ecofom because among of say we can't wholesale baba bet you about me. The amount no amount Ecofom. Galamsey and so count. These two things one way are bit me M1. All right. Until you know your idea, I'm just say, as I saw a man in the coffin now, now, Scar, our code, pay about almost by $20.9 billion. And either through Sa Urai, $20.9 billion, and yes, Kakitwao. I call near Cosala near $3 billion. Barbara 20.9. And the young me. It me and me, ya, and he has a beer, a book I bussing out baby grassy at Baby Age. All right. Do you be answered? Now, and who say, oh, yeah, there will be a day of reckoning. So who said there's a day of reckoning? I'll be your name. All right. To me, a whole yammy pa. That's it.
Prof, my Mr. Safe, just about 2-3 minutes. Now, you're balloting who has an ad hoc committee now. And we voted to check campaign.
Okay, ad hoc committee, no dear. Omu expand your working. And fanco aspirants na chidifo no because I na usually aspirants na nkasa nye problem no
nye campaign team no nye campaigners no nye aspirants no bomo mudi omachi no
ya no mo mudi omachi no because a penifo no usually you mani she nkora na chi na nkora na koka say na peni de wu nika nkoka akora nkoka na wa hwe esi it's been a long standing a long standing tradition and so mudi mani ko hwe penifo no pa de penifo de mu nya obia aka nenu na nke bia you expect say nka flag bearers ni bi beto to bomb jeje wu MCC de no ne conform kakra NM say to me no ma transfer dia ma HD4 no enti committee ni minim say ye limit o muto aspirants ne nko a omu fa nka ho so mbedi enkuma na di aspirants
the aspirants, their campaign managers, and then the campaign team.
Yes. Okay. And then no munya say but efutuo ba ko abede man say the balloting position ne dey enyina nim say order 1 order 2 order dey enka hwe me sure say mpanifo na nkasa age atum sa menu apani Ken for example ono age atum cho on social media say juma no na ese mom ye ko na ye koye because one ho wada hopen enyina nim anko anko si se ne ono pe no emra no order 1 2023 no amana any first nti hwe nkyere say na bebi order e be mana the first say juma na anko fomu a me ewo opposition party ho a eni nti enye so mu koso atena ban mu nemu mu party no eba ban mu so far me nche dante say obi akasa I don't know whether they don't appreciate the science of politics say politics na no mu nim na say sika na we na etu akase na we na ntu akase a eno wo ho win the hearts of the people and sana the sika na kwa kotoso enye sa akono an kanse pepe bia na kututu sika kwa umbeje di sa kwa unless you don't see anything wrong with the NDC government. I'm giving a practical Sansu na NPP NDC ni bia so ni I expect him to come and praise the NPP the same way na say also NPP so kwa uhu ne ye bi na beka dia fight but you don't have to end your conversation without eno no ginger omo sa na senye NDC abano so nyeso mu bo mu modern sa sa omo so mo weaknesses bi ayenso yegina so enso betimi aba na first 10 minutes unless I the aspirant I con the also the unim if NDC ho bibia ye yes I na ne wasem but those that are going internet in America sa try and because eventually who to the end we are the coin this so until that must feature in your conversation now e betimi kra catch HD for delegates ne say papa na onim and this is for punchline well informed you need the anymore obetimi akọ adiokun anima mayen they should do that now then the next 10 minutes no the next 10 minutes no you must assure the delegates of what you want to do for them as delegates and so just come out I just get the platform we answer they don't believe in science say politics no kuku America na yetu no yeah ko ba bia o senior
the next 10 minutes now
the next 10 minutes no assure the delegates
what you will do for them
in America unyanka opponent bia ho asemo delegates me na me gina mo animi in the past me ye we maamo mo de me ba as flag bearer me say amamo in fact in the past me nya hwe maamo mpo a enne me gina mo anim hye mo bo say me ba motoma me a me A B C and D spend your next 10 minutes to do that assure the delegates that with you as their leader, they are in safe hands.
Yeah.
Then we third, some initial policies. Unyanya manifesto, but sabi a party like NDC ni NPP there, ube a flag bearer. Nese unaiba kukrano, yako mampeni muanesa. I respectfully mean to me in parties na kano, but at least you and I know say NDC NPP. So parties me nundi obedi anymore. You must be ready to be the president too, unless the day decides otherwise. Enti mama for ninte se Ghana no. Uti Ghana na sinim Ghana na here dear ma oba, even though you ensure manifesto. But you feel say ye we more my Ghana be ye say more my Ghana be ye say more Ghana. You are meeting delegates.
Yeah.
And yet raw people be there ka delegates I say. Erem ho nyina we num ne select omo say omugina ye na mu nyamofra mu ti oman na say. Enti they will judge you on number 1. Your understanding of the weaknesses the NPP must take advantage of. Number 2, your relationship with them going forward. Anyhow, with you as the leader, they are assured. And then number 3, some of the visions you have for the Republic of Ghana. What come on okay, yeah, eventually, unfortunately, basically, we take videos no mu bia. Hey, and yeah, the one with the share na abramo na no. Nonsense. And yet politically, you are only segmenting the people. Why pa no ka 5 you want onye NPP this year? Tuko boba kude we the mo this year na abramo omo maka no ye nonkonya za. What are you saying? Stick to the issues. Right. Politics is size. We ni ya delegates na abedwene ho say guy we yedne kwa obeboaye. Enchenchen na aka ni nyina ye enchenchen kra. Unfortunately, me mark pa omomu kasa ide. Bia answer down pass me skill.
Kwame.
Good.
We dey kan fa ho. Enso fa ho.
Fa ho. That's me who say MPP for bi ewo akokoduro se omo de alaji ba me about 2028 na mbuso omo say aduro be no omo di a ye de yehu
ene se ne nkamu na mato di emu nye di na mfa na
no because you see I will not mean propose obi ama I don't see alaji ba me say ye ko change party constitution that bibia say de be flag bearer. No, just me when I sit back. I mean, sometimes I show almost I'm say okay.
But so 5 people are contesting. 5 people are contesting.
Senya sa, me share MPP say the whole party accession. Chinchina ye de baomia. I'm say for what reason? Eti dem hu nyina aka me ankyere mo.
Ene munye ye no mo
I'm so surprised. I know me one aspect of it. But you say me say no go fu ya den. I don't know who into Bamia. No, because I Ghana for say, Menam the dollar cost 17 cities in 12 and Yamon to Mammy. I mean, how about your campaign in 2028? Obey campaign, bang. And another dog can now Ghanaians are level headed. It obey Jina, people will start now, probably or say, Baba Baden. So you
can say, and can say, John Haman, so
because the mama figures were far better than Bamia and Nanado. At the time I campaign 2024. Yeah, inflation 18, now 23. So when I sit here, I can boldly say, the mama is better in the Ghana for my baby. It's
early this year.
But my record is 54% inflation. And it's all the Bamiaba. No, because I hate to sing the get, you know. Singer they getting yet. Mother woman, I'm some go 54%. I don't even understand why somebody will wake up and say, me the Bamia be a president. I'm telling you, woman, just one we are. That's the first lumen. The neighbor say no, he should not even dream so as a Ghana president. Obey them. No, just a M1 was so to could draw so a campaign. Say as a copy form. And then I'm saying Obey Ghana president. I don't even want the NPP a whole party. Because of selfish interest, and they are more paid into. They are changing their party control. Young Kotoba Nifru Sumna form. Just because of a Baumia Fagbera. Baumia. Oh, Massa, you see, Amata, want to me, Abamoto. Want to me say, Young was a party no constitution. Young got to first room now for me about Baumia, and I'm kind. Want to me the kind. Want to me why a neck member.
Dog, you have your time.
Want to me say, sir. Decision say ya kwato firi so aba form ya koye bibia ni nyina ba omyantia and na mama dey bring me point say 54% inflation nti mo dey buy campaign ama Ghana for ta mama nti against single digit enti because say party constitution ko to free soro ba form ba o mianti
That's it.
enti omo dey NPP.
All right, so that is it. Enti de bia metena wa ya mebisa no say MPP for we. Sebi. Omo wo Ghana for ho do. Seni se ho nti. Senka ye pen krofo a eni kwan se omo ede omo ano to galamsey ho nsensemu a sede aboa papo Ernest Ogusu Bempo mo ankasa omo deputy director of communications ede to dwa no enka sa pepepe enka eni kwan se nka MPP for ede omo ano to galamsey issue mu ewukuru mu ha because we had a president or the presidency on the line. Emma Ghana for nyina ye. In fact, Ghana for nyina aware that this president has Ghana at heart. Until declare the presidency so the tuso he went to me and fight Galamsey na or resign. Unknown say papa no Kufado. Or the presidency to Swana or what in a Jubilee House. And a embra itim ebo your forest your quiet who by this animal no more or more ebu sambra so and almost show more dear. And a more yembra say to me then a call ye virgin forest. Your quiet a down for in fear of PPP decades. Quiet a down ma bien rub since independence and uncle for we a yembra kubram. And on the concession no be dear to the attach and the mokan saying win to me the amaquata the chese and on more a chedi mom. And dear hey pine to the extent say young cassa it will maybe and my young who say Galamsey ni be coso ewo chibi and out of the backyard. Emma joy news Eddie cameras could jina honum to try ni na do si unyon hu hwe eno nkoda Professor Sarpong the surgeon documentary anase reporter na say majority of MPP for Galamsey report no ba ya na mo fa so ena papa no mo yi ni firi ho mo yi ni firi na adwuma mu eno nkoda lance minister ayefe no Abujinapo then Abujinapo then then and so a report who say won't to me a contaminant is heavily engaged in what illegal activities and also sa report no who say about tina and warning Abujinapo so hey and yes obey in a finite man so also be losing a job in no kana no a part of it when happen in the jurisdiction of Nanado Danko Kufado under his administration. In his administration, and a son we is here. Inti, and there ye pubi, I'm an device here, Sesebi, ye moye quiet hubaya. Or more muma hon kwaima quiet, ye say no. I did the one to advise. Bibi say, Omo, Ubi a quatrails and Sefili. Monfanchebe, Ubi a trainism Sefili. Me to be young treasures be that. I could do on me, Ubi am advice me about my exams. Ubi our feeling I make one chain a makoji advice. Even other teachers and other students because I go being yet. Uba ya catch us a call what treasures for feeling into me encoach you unto me and your mentor. It will be our trade or passing. I wish for and come away very simple. MPP, we shouldn't tolerate them in this kind of activities. MPP, we can never tolerate their what? Hypocrisy. MPP for the hypocrisy of them now. It is at its highest peak. Omunya atwem no ewo at the peak was so to the extent say omo sign fashi who be enka ye chiche ma wuntumi edi ntia na no afa yo mark ni ne nkrofo oman ko tena form say o match wuntumi edi ntia me bisam edi ntia afa yo mark oni nkrofo adi ntia na no yemu se moko tena ewo ye ni mu honum CID any court Accra Circuit Court court 4 and court 3 court 1 manko honum se moko tena ade mu omo release wuntumi hypocrisy omo anka sanim sa ade omo yen enye but omo bo man no sankofo wi ba 2028 intimity omo na meti se omo ka se 2028 NPP bo mbisa ho se mufiri ubaka na mufiri akwaba ene ba tamika wati ase ufiri Accra ana mufiri Kumasi ena eba even na mufiri ana mufiri Sunyane bono region ana mufiri yankasa ya northern region hano mufiri northern region hano eba na ana yemsre. Sometimes I ask myself, maybe Samuel, why would you do that? Say the motia say Ghana could be. And I must dream say yen sign to about mama. Meanwhile, no, money of mine at heart. The only thing you know is to squander. The money man is a obede, ube say Ghana sika, ube digging sika. I wish for NPP for intimate Wakana. We Ghana near. Me money ma wadwi muda say obeda so da yakoto oba MPP because MPP am boyfo they are what destroyers. They came loot, share and destroy. Omucha devil himself they came loot, share and destroy. That is all. It is a yepese ya mind is unsabiwa and if a dollar rate and now me say importers and exporters so much as you praise John Mahama. And me that's what I be shishim. If you dollar the way it's bafuma. Just MPP for we get them say no mutunti. Almost share that my dollar the cost because about a day be out me $4,000. Almost is sika bibri eno munya. Sika bibri what you make say because almost share that my dollar the cost that 17. Say be I was san ubi ni say sika no. Such people shouldn't be condoned. And you can say the job also in any way. And people should stay in the position for 4 consecutive elections. Say the hopes in Akana. And it's how Ombefa Ghana say ye Jimmy. Say ye 2 more baby or Becca say ye Jimmy in him and say him the when I make a job. It's Chirawadi or conversation. Bye bye.